We on.
An hour?
Probably about 30 minutes. Let me see if
so that's it tonight?
It might be 40 minutes. We'll see how long this goes on. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see if we going. Yeah, we live. Peace, power.
My guy.
Yeah, peace, power, and prosperity. Got Still in the over here on the side. Me, Cryptoglyphics 21. You got the X on your chest. I see you.
You already know.
Yeah.
You already know.
Yes. Welcome to the channel. This is 3dlearning.x. And we talk about the latest information on this technology called the blockchain, cryptocurrency, things of this nature. We talking about that tonight. But let me make sure we live.
Little fireside chat.
Yeah, yes. Let me see. Yeah, we should be. There you go. So this is what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna start off with these videos. The first video, you want to give it an intro to it? I know you've been asked a couple times about it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Slap?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was asked a few times about this video. A friend of mine at work, Jeffrey, showed it to me, one of my partners at work. And this video kind of lets you know that there are no coincidences, man. That a lot of things are planned up top. They give you signals just like movies do all the time. They talk about the Simpson effect. They talk about, I forgot what movie that was, where Morgan Freeman was the president and the towers went down.
Yes.
Things of that sort. This one in particular, like, kind of astonished me when my buddy at work showed me this too. But when you really think about it, nothing at all does not go without being planned in America, man. And in the world for that matter. That's another thing that we have to understand with these cryptocurrencies, NFTs and stuff. It's not just an American thing. This is a world effect, that's been planned for years. But nevertheless, let's show you this movie clip and we'll let you know what's happening.
Okay.
Once, and I'll say it again, you guys, they put everything in the movies. This is a movie coming out this summer called Elemental. Now, if you look here, they have two main characters, one called Amber Lumen, and the other is called Wade Ripple. These look familiar. XLM, Stellar, Lumen, XRP, Wade, Ripple. You guys, they're putting this right in front of your face. This movie comes out in June of this year. You know what comes up right after that?
Fed now is an instant payment processing system that seeks to be the base of all digital transactions, acting as an umbrella company to manage all financial payments.
You guys, they're putting this right in front of your face. These are the two tokens that will be the standard for the banking industry. Pay attention and know that it's coming. I'll say it once and I'll say it again, you guys. They put everything in the movies. This is a movie coming out this summer called Elemental. Now, if you look here, they have two main characters, one called Amber Lumen, and the other is called Wade Ripple. These look familiar. XLM, Stellar, Lumen, XRP, Wade, Ripple. You guys, they're putting this right in front of your face. This movie comes out in June of this year. You know what comes up right after that?
Fed now is an instant payment processing system that seeks to be the base of all digital transactions, acting as an umbrella company to manage all financial payments.
You guys, they're putting this right in front of your face. These are the two tokens that will be the standard for the banking industry. Pay attention and know that it's coming. I'll say it once and I'll say it again, you guys.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? That's well, let me see.
I don't know if they heard it because I wasn't able to see it,
Yes, I think they heard it.
Okay.
There you go. They
Okay.
heard
I
it.
wasn't able to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm actually watching it on the phone. So everything,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it basically played. That's the first video. I want to say this is crazy because I want to say in February early this year, there was a train derailment, and that train derailment that happened, there was a movie I forget what name of the movie is too, but it basically depicted a town evacuating because of a train derailment. And what's the chances of a train derailment happening 3 months, 2 to 3 months later? That's real deep. You know what I'm saying? It's sad.
Well, can I tell you the craziest part about it, Slap?
What's up?
Do you know what the name of the town was in that movie?
Oh, was it East Palestine?
It's East Palestine.
So wait, and you know what? Let me
Yeah.
say this. This is how deep. This is crazy because I'm not too far away from East Palestine, and when it happened, I was like, man, this is crazy. It's right down the road. But this crazy is that the people who played extras in the movie really had to evacuate the town in real life.
Yes.
So
They had to leave in real life.
yeah, they had to leave. So it's this art imitating life or life imitating art. So that's the thing. It's like, here we go. We got another one of these situations happening now with this movie coming out, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to think that whoever's doing this, they were strategically doing it. But when they do it out of fun and it's cool when you can see it happening and people making some money here and there. But when people lives, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean that's a lot of trauma that took place. There's a lot of death, a lot of destruction, and years of it's gonna take years to recover. So I mean it's crazy that life this how they do this, and it just so happens to be playing in the movies. You know what I'm saying? And what are they doing? Like why what's good? Give me some spiel on that still, please.
Well, what I got from what I read, it it's going just like the cryptocurrency world is supposed to go. It's
Yeah.
funny because the guy's name is Wade Ripple. Ripple is the company, and XRP is what they've been, is their native token,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So the girl's name, the one that's Fire, her name is Amber Lumen, right?
Yeah.
And Lumen, their native token is XLM, right? Now, this is the funny part.
Yeah.
They're living in a city where everything that shouldn't be inoperable is working to be inoperable.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Fire doesn't mix with water.
No.
They call XRP water of the earth because it's going to hold all the liquidation, right?
Yes.
All the liquid money. So, and fire is stellar lumens. They aren't supposed to mix. But in this movie, from what I've heard, they fall in love with each other.
Yes.
I don't want to be a spoiler or anything. So everything ends up being interoperable. And that is the whole idea of ISO 20022 is where everything that the World Economic Forum has for cryptocurrencies is supposed to be interoperable with each other. So if you need one, if you have XRP, but you need a smart contract, there's XDC. You know what I mean? If you need to do big money transfers and everything like that, that's XRP. If you need to do little ones, it's XLM. Everything crosses each other in some way, shape, or form in harmony.
It's like an all-in-one translator. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna translate this language, we're gonna translate this language, but and that's what it's all about. A whole bunch of language, computer languages, you know what I'm saying? And XRP just so happens to be the translator of these cryptocurrencies. Wow.
It happens to be the settlement translator.
Yes.
The money settlement.
Yes.
Like, because XDC for institutions and big businesses will be the contracts, the smart contracts.
Okay.
But in order to have a smart contract, you settle a contract, but you also have to settle with money.
Yes.
So that's why they came up with something called RD Corda. RD Corda is simply, to get out of the technicals, it's simply XDC and XRP together. Because what they do is settle smart contracts and settle money at the same time. So if you do a business contract, you go with R3 Corda. Wow. It's that simple. You're interoperating the two cryptos.
That's powerful.
So that's basically what's going to go. These are rails getting put up. Yeah. You know, these are rails getting put up from the old system, man. The old system is the old system, but just imagine a new set of rails on the same track, but even more tracks, because the Swift system, which is the system that we use now, the old antiquated system, can't reach everywhere. It can't reach everywhere. But now the rails that are getting put up are more modernized, right?
Yeah.
So every time you try to tear something down, you have to make something more modern, right?
Yeah.
So these rails are being more modernized to not only hit the same spots faster, cheaper, and more secure than the old system, but they also go to other spots that are more desolate.
It's like a
system. Go ahead.
It's like an all-terrain vehicle. You know what I'm saying? We can go in any terrain. You dig what I'm
saying?
Yeah. Versus I can only go here. I can only go here. I'm limited. We can't do it. But they have developed the technology to be, you can go in the water. You can go in the air. You can go all over the earth. You know what I'm saying?
You know why? Because we got phones now.
Yes.
So anywhere you can't go on those rails right now, you just can't go. But XRP, XLM, as long as you have a phone, you can have a bank account. So they'll be reaching those desolate places where people have money, but they're not getting any respect because they don't have bank accounts. Now there's going to be online bank accounts with phones.
Got you. Here go a question for you. What happens if this technology is amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
What stops another company or another cryptocurrency from coming and doing what XRP is doing? You know what I'm saying? Going all over the place, all over it's all terrain. I mean, it's powerhouse. What stops another company from coming in and doing the same thing? Why can't they come in? Why aren't they duplicating this? And why is XRP the only one on stage?
And XLM.
I mean, there's a lot of other coins on stage, but not like XRP is. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Why does it take center stage?
Well, it takes center stage because, like I said, there are other coins that can do it, but XRP's basic. There's two basics to that. There's two basic answers to that. It's time, right? Time well spent. So, for instance, XRP has been dealing. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're dealing with China now. Oh, they're dealing with the BRICS nation: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and all of these in South Africa."
Yeah,
they've been dealing with them since 2013.
Yeah,
they've been showing them this technology since before it became on the market.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So when you test something for 5-10 years,
mm-hmm.
To replace an old system, especially when it comes to transferring money, it takes a long time. This is the world's money we're dealing with. That's number one. Okay. Yeah. So when it takes that time to do those type of things, you have to tell the United Emirates over in Saudi Arabia and everything. That's the United Emirates. Okay, we got something else. It's going to take another 10 years.
Yeah.
Right. Or you tell South Africa, we got something that's going to take another 10 years. You stop the court case because they say they got something else that's going to take another 10 years while the dollar's dying right now. Right?
Yeah.
So number two with that is this. XRP is the only one that has the patent of on-demand liquidity.
Keyword.
So
keyword. You said it. That's what I was looking for, that patent. So
they have the patent.
Yes.
Yeah. For on-demand liquidity. So they're the only ones that can do a transfer of $1 trillion from the United States to Japan in 3 to 5 seconds, and it comes out of the United States wallet into XRP and to Japan in 3 to 5 seconds. And boom, boom, everything's done.
So that's why Ripple is taking center stage. You know what I'm saying? Because they were smart enough to say, you know what? I ain't gonna let nobody come behind me and do what I'm doing. I'm gonna capture the rights to this, the patent.
Right.
So that's what makes it valuable, because no other companies can do what they're doing. That was very smart. Yeah, that's why I look at it. I think that's one of the reasons why when I was doing my due diligence, that I looked at the company and said, wow, they got the patent, man. You know, that's solid. I'm with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's not like
absolutely.
Yeah.
And the other company that has the patent, because it was a business deal, is XLM. They have the code.
Yes. But they and you know what the crazy? They all was sleep. They at one time all was in the same.
They was all in the same, sleeping in the same bed. Is what it is.
Same room. So you know you have that's all one circle. So
that's all one circle. Yes. Jed McCaleb was one of the founders of Ripple.
Yes.
And XRP. You know, so him and Chris Larson, who is now the CEO of Ripple, they couldn't get along. So they made a deal where it was like, here, take 1 billion XRP, right? And you can have the code to start XLM. But XLM will be dealing with like day-to-day money.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
And yeah, I can hear it now. See, you see what I'm saying? Now he didn't. What you did was you gave us another coin with rights.
Right.
With rights to this I want to say this technology. You know what I'm saying? Because this is next level technology. I guess there'll be one day there'll be a movie out on this, like a documentary, like how'd y'all come up with this code? You know what I'm saying? That would be a powerful movie, because this code is about to change the world. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Where'd you get this code at? You know what I'm saying? That's that.
David Schwartz is the man that you want to know about that. That's why you left the other week when my man was on there. We went crazy when he said his name.
Yes.
I'm out. David Schwartz.
Okay. Now we talking, because you know, a couple weeks ago we had the brother on here, you know what I'm saying, Demian, and you know he met with David Schwartz. And when he said the name, it was like, you just saying the name like he just some guy down the street.
A passerby.
That code. You understand what I'm saying? That if I had a one-on-one, I would love to. How'd you come up with this code, man? What was you doing? What mindset was you in? You know what I'm saying? When you did that, or you know, how long did it take you to actually understand? You know what I'm saying? What books are you reading? You know what I'm saying? Those are questions I would love to ask, man. Go ahead.
Well, you know what it is that I believe that he said, that it's just he just sped up data. Like numbers are basically data, and everything that we have is credit. Like, you don't ask for dollar bills until you need them. Yeah. Besides that, you just tapping your phone or using your credit card. Mm-hmm. If you have to go to, so when you go from place to place, like say if I paid a bill at the bank and the bank sent it somewhere, it's just saying Gary Steele just paid this, and they credited it to that place. So so I believe what he did was just sped up the process of money going overseas with something that he demonstrated to all these companies that can have your credit there in 3 to 5 seconds now.
Yes. And my thing is too, here we go again. I'm just saying, I mean, he just so happened to be the first person to speed it up like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, what type of state of mind were you in to be able to say, hey, I'm going to speed this whole system up? You understand what I'm saying? That's
but I'm gonna tell you what's even wilder, man. Look at the time that it's coming in right now.
Yes.
Look at the perfect timing of it. Mm-hmm. Okay. And for those who don't know, there are, I think it was about 400 to 500 banks so far that closed in the United States. Like Santander up in the main end, who is a partner with Ripple, they had to close 16, 17 banks. Okay.
Yes.
Credit Suisse, they closed some banks, right? But this is the problem. While they're closing these banks, some of them are getting bought out by the central banks, right? The central banks are buying them. Now check this out. The central banks are buying them, but some of them, like Santander, that are closing down, are doing it on purpose. Why? Because people don't go to the banks like they used to. That's for Santander, right? But for the other banks like Credit Suisse, they put their stuff, our money into risky investments. Okay. They took a risk that, that inflation, like everything will settle back down, and it didn't. Wow. So a lot of people lost money. So when people started trying to get their money back, like at Silicon Valley and everything, they started realizing that their money was spent. I forgot the lady's name that was in, I forgot her name. She was in that movie, Basic Instinct or something back in the day.
Stone. Sharon.
She lost $10 million. Yeah. You see, the FDIC credits banks. We know that, right? Mm-hmm. But they only credit you up to $250,000. Well, what if you lose $10 million? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It's not a political thing. It's not who's who in the office or anything like that. This has been planned since, like I said, you can always go back to 1988 to the book The Economist. If you look up 1988's The Economist, you will see what they've been planning since even before then. The cover of it says it all.
I seen something today. I think it's crazy, man. Like, there is a circle out there that know what they're doing, what's going to happen, and they have a strategic plan put in place to actually, get rich. You understand what I'm saying? Meanwhile, a lot of people don't know about what's going on. But when you get it always leaks out somehow. And I think it's on purpose that they put a lot of this stuff out. But I think I don't know if you've seen the news about, I seen something today where they was wearing purple. I don't know what the color purple represents, but it was about XRP. So now, I think they be color coding the messages and things of that nature. So, when you see that purple color, everybody rocking it, there's something that they're dealing with on another level. You understand what I'm saying? That's their level of manifestation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're gonna put this movie out. We're gonna wear this color purple. They say they're doing a lot of things out here in plain sight.
In plain sight, man. That's for instance, and I hate to say this because I don't want to mess with how people find their entertainment.
Yes.
But it's funny how we can look at who wore what at the Oscars, and what was it, the pitch that old girl did? What's her name? She's from Texas, the rap artist. I forgot her name.
See,
Stallion. The Stallion.
Yeah.
They worried about that, all those type of things, man. And if you go on YouTube and look at it, sometimes I just go and I say, man, that got 10 million hits. Yeah. But then I look at Janet Yellen talking about the economic collapse that could happen in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 1,000 views.
1,000 views, man. And it's like, and the only reason why I'm on here, there's nothing for you with this slap. You're gaining nothing from this. I'm gaining nothing from this. It's just to warn people. And it's funny how we have to hear it from somebody that we deem as important first instead of someone
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm someone that most of the people that are watching this right now know, but it's hard for them to believe it until somebody on television says.
And guess what? You play both parts because you play to our circle, the person that you know, but to those people, you're a stranger you're going to play that part that you just said somebody else is going to play a part. Like they're the stranger. They're going to listen to that stranger first. So our audience out there, you don't know who he is. I bet, and you thinking in your head, hey, he's talking that sense. Wow,
Yeah,
it took him to tell you that. Like you probably had somebody in your circle that was saying what they
right.
were saying, but when he said it, it made sense.
It made sense. It made sense. And I don't like to spit that,
Yeah,
it's funny that I can tell friends at home about this. Like, for instance, Janet Yellen is saying they don't know if they can like pay the Social Security bill in 2 weeks.
yeah, that's the
They
mind
don't
you.
know if
Let me
they
say
can
this.
play.
They say that every year, man. I want to say almost every year they come out with this like we don't got enough money.
I know they do.
Yeah, but this is well that was I think they do that in December.
I know they do. I get that.
Yeah.
But this time, well, let me tell you this. This time though, you got to hear what she said. She said even if we got relief, it won't even be able to last until the end of August.
So we got a video of that.
That's how broke.
Did you send me that?
Yes, yes.
So
If you don't mind, I almost forgot about that.
Yep. So
Yeah.
let's do this. 3dlearning.x. Boom, 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 boom. We got this. We speaking on this, but guess what? We're gonna let other people, speak on this topic. We'll let you listen, and y'all, make a sound decision for yourself. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. I think this is it right here.
What happens that day if the debt limit has not been extended?
Well, Treasury finds itself in a position where we're unable to pay all of the bills that come due that day. And this would be really the first time in the history of America that we would fail to make payments that are due. And, whether it's defaulting on interest payments that are due on the debt or payments due for Social Security recipients or to Medicare providers, we would simply not have enough cash to meet all of our obligations. And it's widely agreed that financial and economic chaos would ensue. U.S. Treasury securities are the safest bedrock security underlying the global financial system. A failure of the United States to honor all of its debt would call into question our credit worthiness. Even as we get very close to this date, if Congress doesn't act, we're likely to see financial market consequences. In 2011, there was a steep decline in the stock market and our borrowing costs. Back in 2011, the U.S. Was downgraded by the credit rating agencies. There would be permanently higher borrowing costs for Americans for buying a home, buying a car, and a failure to raise the debt ceiling would cause a steep economic downturn.
Wow.
What happens that day if the debt limit has not been extended?
Well, Treasury finds itself in.
Yeah. So we back. So that
Okay.
they played that. I played it, and then basically they could hear it. That was deep. She's just giving us a breakdown of. Wow. Go ahead, tell us, talk to us.
Yeah, she was basically giving a breakdown of how broke the U.S. is right now. We can't even pay our bills. I'm gonna tell you this: our credit ceiling is 22 trillion. Okay, so if you're at 22 trillion, that's your ceiling, the highest that you're supposed to be able to go. Well, I think at this point, America is at 33 trillion or something like that in debt. Okay, so that means if America sold everything that we had here, all our gross domestic product that we had here, we would still be 10 trillion in debt. So America couldn't even buy a car, right? So what I'm saying more or less is the relief that they give is only going to cause us to be in debt even more down the road. So basically, you can't keep kicking the can down the road because the more you do it, it's going to be worse. You're going to have to deal with this calamity that's about to happen, man. But when you actually do, this is the thing about it. It's going to be happy people and there's going to be sad people because it's going to be this. Jobs are going to have to let people go, right? But listen to the pattern. Jobs are going to have to let people go, right? Because they're not going to be able to afford to pay all the things that they pay a worker now, right? Because they're going to be in debt. No one has money. Like, we're consumers. So if we can't consume anymore, America's the number one consumer in the world. So if we can't consume anymore, what do the owners of businesses do? What do they do with their people, right?
Yeah.
So here it is: problem, reaction, solution. Every time there's a problem, reaction, solution. So the people are at the crib now, right? No jobs. You think that stuff on January 6th was bad? When you start getting to the point where you can't feed your family, there's going to be things happening, right? So after that, here comes AIs for the jobs, right? There's going to be AIs for a lot of jobs. Okay, we're still out of work. So before things get too crazy, guess what? We got these CBDCs for you, baby. They give about $37,000 a year, that type of thing. Some people will be like, well, heck, man, you giving me $37,000 to do this and to do that? But there's something called social crediting now, right? So what you do in society is going to dictate down the line. It might be free at the beginning and everything sounds good. But down the line with CBDCs, you can look this up, man. They're going to start doing stuff like if they see you. There's this television show called Person of Interest. Check that one out. Or that movie that Will Smith was in back in the day where they followed him all over the place. You remember that?
I remember that.
With the cannons?
Yes.
Real good movie. Now, just imagine.
Was that Enemy of the State?
Enemy of the State. Yes. Now, just imagine you jaywalk and you're supposed to get $800, but you only get $600, and they automatically take that out because you jaywalked. You understand what I'm saying? You can't buy meat this week because you overspent on this, or you said something on the internet against the government, and they're practicing it in China right now. Don't think it's not coming here. They're not only practicing it in China, they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Slap, with those things happening, for holders of like things like XRP and the right coins, it's not just going to be XRP, XLM, and XDC. There are others that's going to make it, right? But when this happens, I don't mean to sound ignorant, but that's what those holders wait on, because they know that the system is failing and they got to bring in a new one.
So,
and that new one is.
So what you're saying is, I mean, there's a lot. This happens in a lot of areas of life. They basically make money off of other people's failures or other people's traumas, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because that would be a traumatic effect on people, losing their cash flow, putting people in these positions. Meanwhile, you have other people have systems that they're banking on and they're trying to implement. You know what I'm saying? I say that I don't like. I tell you, like the prison system. You know what I'm saying? You had people who were actually stockholders, and they were basically trying to sell stocks to prison, the industry, and they would say, far as like how the politicians would sit there and they would basically, you know what, they're gonna be locking everybody up this year.
They throwing people in prison.
Yeah, they throwing people in prison. We want to clean,
especially black men. Yeah, absolutely.
We want to clean this up. We want to do all this. We want to make society better again. Meanwhile, the stockholder is actually holding the stock, and they're making this money off of the whole situation. And they're like, "Come on, let's lock people up. Let's lock people up." The
judges, everything,
everybody. Yeah. And so the person who's getting locked up may not even need to be locked up. He didn't even do anything wrong, but they're putting him in prison. But I'm absolutely, it's crazy that's just the society that we live in. You know what I'm saying?
You know what though, Slap? It's the society that we've always been in. Since
it is.
Yeah. From the Roman days, as far as like money, from the Roman days, every 100 years there's another money that takes over.
Yes.
The dominant.
Yes.
So it's almost 100 years with the American dollar.
Yes.
I think the sterling was before that.
Yeah.
So it's like almost
changing of the guard. Changing of
the guard.
Guard coming. You know, and another thing, I mean, like it's just deep. But if you do your history, you know, if you look at history and do your due diligence on that, you'll see what we're talking about. It's something that wow, this is it's happening. This is
yes. It's right in front of our face.
Right in front of our face, So
we're just not paying attention to it, but it's there. And it just
because we looking at Megan Thee Stallion, right? We sit here we're entertained by that.
We're entertained by that. You know what I mean? And they putting stuff right up under our feet, man. It's unbelievable. This blockchain that I decided to get on, the XRP train and the X train in general, is one of the best things that man has ever created.
Yes.
It's the greatest digital asset known to man. I mean, you got to think about something. I put something down on here, and everybody talks about the price. How come it's not going anywhere? I don't know how many times I have to say this. I don't care about the price right now because everything is on the ledger getting tokenized and nothing is moving yet. But when it starts moving, the things that are on the ledger that starts moving and what they're worth is going to create the income, right? Now, for instance, in order for XRP to rise, you have to have something like, which is going to be on the XRP ledger, the things that I'm going to mention, derivatives. And derivatives is a $1.2 quadrillion market that will be on that.
Wait. Say that number again, real quick for the
$1.2 quadrillion market.
When last time you heard quad? Go ahead, say it again.
Yeah, $1.2 quadrillion market. Right?
That's a lot. That sound like a lot of. That's a lot of cash.
Right, and there's a company called ACH. Right? They do $14 trillion a day, so they're around $1 quadrillion. There's real estate. Now you got to understand this too. We're not talking about the United States, everyone. We're talking about the whole world. So when I'm saying the whole world, I'm also talking about real estate, $326 trillion, right? So let me name a couple more things. The stocks is 89 trillion. Debt in general is 300 trillion. You won't even want to know, like, okay, MiCA, markets and crypto assets is a regulation, European law. They're already starting, putting regulations together. United States is in the background for a reason, behind, because not so much behind, but they're giving the most resistance because they have the most power with the US dollar right now. They don't want to give that up, but at the same time, they're not letting XRP go overseas. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
That's why
I want to say this because it was we had a conversation before this.
Any questions, Slap? I'm sorry, before you start.
No questions right now, but yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, let us know in our comments. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, please. We're in the beginning stages here. We're trying to build this network and educate as many people as we can. But I want to say this. Very important because you said something earlier about how this is one of the greatest inventions or greatest thing that has happened in history. Some positive things, that these NFTs are doing, the blockchain is doing. I have a video that you had sent me, and I want to share that, and I want you to go into that about this. And this is powerful, and I want you to think about this. All my real estate investors and brokers, I want you to look at this and you tell me what you think about this. Wait a minute, let me go.
The biggest problem is not that. The biggest problem is not that people are poor, but the problem is the systems, the structures around them.
If I go to the bank, I know those people, they won't help you.
Think of a mortgage. It assumes a regular income and a regular payment. For most of the developing world, income is informal. The problem is it's not visible.
And the banks would not give them mortgages.
We have to address it at scale.
We need a new system. What is that new system?
Well, we're using blockchain.
So, when Richard wants to sell a new home in his development, Glenn's company funds the loan through the sale of NFTs, cutting out the banks entirely. I've been invited to see firsthand how Casa Real is helping families on the ground.
Hi! Oh, this is so nice.
Yes, e ainda tenho uma casa. É uma benção estar aqui.
Everyone deserves a home. And it's been so interesting to learn how blockchain technology can help finance that.
All right, that was powerful. And so basically, that was very powerful. They're using NFTs in real estate. This is amazing. I feel like this is just something to look at, a positive, down the road. Well, it's right. It's happening right now.
It's happening right now. It's like, you know what? It's nothing is down the road. Everything is happening now in real time. It's just not our time in America yet. See, this is the thing. I remember in 1999 Y2K?
Yes.
And everybody thought something was going to happen at midnight
Mm-hmm.
with all the, everything going haywire at midnight for the year 2000. Why were we so ignorant to believe that it was going to be American time?
Yes.
And that's how it is with everything now. It's not happening here, so out of sight, out of mind. You have to look at those places. You have to, when you watch the news, they don't show what's going on overseas. Like, people probably don't even know they invaded the France stock market, set it on fire. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are going crazy about these CBDCs and other places and what's going to happen. But the government is like, it doesn't matter. No matter what you do, no matter what you burn up, they are coming. But we're still living this life like, okay, it ain't here yet, so what? But when it happens, it's almost like that story, the ant and the grasshopper. You know what I'm talking about?
It's here. And I know the viewers are like, well, how can you tie the NFT to the real estate game? I know you're saying that because it's like, yo, you're saying like all these contracts, all this paperwork to title company. You know, when you buy a house, you know how many documents you got to sign. How is it even possible to tie an NFT and make and sell your home through this technology, this blockchain? I know the answer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
well, that's what people are saying.
Like,
that's
yeah,
what people are saying. But the NFT is on the blockchain. So it's the worth of the NFT that can buy the home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's that simple. And they also have something called, when we talk about like you said, slap the titles and all these things that you have to do, that's going to be on the blockchain.
Yeah.
So whoever's in a title company right now, every basic form of a title that has ever been done will be on the blockchain. So it's probably only going to be, okay, the first home, if people can look up property real estate, the first home that was sold on property real estate was done in 15 minutes. And that and the money part, the settlement part, was 3 to 5 seconds because you know what it's on. It's on the XRP blockchain. So the money was no problem, but you was probably signing stuff for about 14 minutes. Now, that's no time compared to the way you do it now, 30 days for this. And, it's going to be to a point where you can virtually look at a house and say, okay, I want it. And in 15 minutes, it's yours.
I'm going to save you some Googling. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drop a nugget on you guys. I know y'all wondering.
Come on, Slap. Come on, Slap.
How does this NFT get attached to this real estate game? I'm just going to, real quick, I'm going to give you a little nugget. So you buy the LLC. That's it. You buy the LLC because the LLC owns the house. Therefore, you don't have to go through the documents of doing this, that, and other. So basically, if I'm just buying the LLC, bam, it's a lot easier than buying that paperwork and all that house and doing all that other stuff. So that's it. It's just buy
Mm,
it. Get the
mm.
home title work, do all that, boom, put it in the LLC.
It's all in the LLC.
Yeah.
And there it is. Yep.
Nugget.
Yep.
I gave y'all a nugget. You should
Yep.
like it. Look, just like and subscribe if that helped you. If you felt that was a nugget, that was like and subscribe.
That was definitely a nugget. And like and subscribe, no matter how it go, people, because we're trying to reach as many people as we can with this information. Because I hate to say it, when everything really, really takes off, it's probably going to be a little too late. At least from my angle, it's going to be too late. The NFT angle, I'm so happy that Slappy knows about that, man. That's a different angle from it. But maybe it probably won't be as late. But when these things go up, man, they're going to skyrocket. And by the time that you want them, that's another thing. The banks, the federal banks, will be having these tokens. And that's why they're in court right now. That's why Gary Gensler, who's the head of the SEC, he works for the big boys. He's not working for us. The SEC is Security Exchange Commission. They're supposed to protect us from bad actors, right? In the space. I don't care if it's the stock market or anything. Yeah. But what Gary Gensler is doing is protecting and delaying so Goldman Sachs, and who he used to work for, and all the big boys can get everything straight before this take off. They want to take care of their friends.
Don't think that. Just like how me and we talk, we communicate, just like you talk to your friends and people you ain't seen in a long time. Don't think that they ain't getting on the phone and having conversations.
Come on.
And don't think that they're not exchanging information. And that's cool what they're doing. That's all right. That's something that we have to start doing too. We have to educate each other. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one. So
and don't think that, and please don't think they care about you.
No, they don't. It's only their circle.
Please don't think they care about you.
It's their circle.
It's their circle, man. I used to be that way. I used to think that everything will get fixed. Everything will get fixed. Man, people are greedy. Things come to a head after a while, and boy, is it coming to a head now. It really is. So I'm thinking that this case is going to be over within between 2 and 6 months, period. So once that happens and XRP gets the green light to move, y'all, that 40 cent is going to be that 40 whatever it is right now. I don't even really pay attention to the price. It's dust in the wind.
Yeah, 42 cents.
Is it? It's dust in the wind, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be dust in the wind. I'm telling you.
People going, what the cool thing about it is, people going to look back. We talking 42 cent. I'm going to say that again. 42 cent. It's going to be like, what? It was 42 cent.
See, this is the crazy part. XRP, not XRP, but Bitcoin was free.
Yeah.
And the technology, a lot of people can't even tell you what Bitcoin does. The technology of XRP is way more advanced than Bitcoin. Way more advanced.
And that's why they're on center stage. All right.
Right.
There's a couple coins up there. We already talked about. There's a couple coins that are up on center stage with them. Pretty much everything that's on that ledger. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's on that ledger, which is the casino coin, is another one we got to talk about one day. And how that's powerful. That's a powerful one too. There's a lot of them up there, and
there is a lot of them. Algorand, Hedera Hashcraft, which they call HBAR, Cello. There's a lot, but I just, my thing is this: if I'm going to, I had them all, but I broke it down after I did all my studies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the 3 that's going to be interoperating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for me, and I know what they do back to front, is the 3X coins. Yeah. And my thing is, I know one thing that me and my partner at work always says, his name is Erling. That's my guy, man. I'm going to try to get him on here one day, Big E.
We need you on here. We got to get you on here.
Yeah. So we always say that, knowledge eliminates fear, man.
Yes.
Like, I was scared at the beginning. I went in just on shadow, of somebody telling me what to do. And I read a little bit and got in, but as soon as that joker went down from $20,000 down to like 2,500 again,
yeah.
I realized I wasn't a guru. I knew nothing, and it scared me to death. Everybody goes through the same emotions. You're going to go through that emotion, but I was ready to take it out, and my wife was like, "Hey, man, I gave you that bread. We settled on that bread for you to go in there and do or die. So you need to learn your craft, because the way that you running around the house screaming and everything, you don't know what you're doing."
Yes.
And I didn't slap. So I dug in. I got about 10 coins because I knew them. But then I studied even harder to realize, like, let me condense these. So I studied the most, and for me, and I can't say it for everybody, the X coins was everything to me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna condense these to the X coins, and it gave me a nice little bulk where now I could just sit back and wait without fear. I mean, without fear at all.
Yeah. Shout out to all those who are watching and who are viewing this. Give us your top 4 coins. You know what I'm saying?
Or give us a question on what you heard about them.
Yeah, give me some information in the comments on coins that you like. What's your research? Go ahead, drop it in the comments, because we love to hear it.
Yeah.
Because we talk about these coins because we focus on these coins because we're very attracted to these coins. But
Yes.
there are other coins out there, and
There are other ones.
we'd love to hear about all the other ones too.
Yeah. But besides that, if you got any questions, please, like I said last week, and like Slap said last week, no question is a dumb question.
There you go.
Oh, and another thing, someone asked my wife, I don't know if they're watching her now or not, but is this like what do you call that thing? A pyramid. Like a pyramid type scheme or something like that. No, it's not. I don't get involved with stuff like that. Okay. Like this is basically almost like a new tech stock market, man. XRP is considered a currency because it's backed by its own tech. And whereas the dollar, if you could tell me what that's backed by, Saudi Arabia is about to go to the BRICS nation. So they're about to let anybody use their dollar over in the BRICS nation in order to buy oil. It used to be you can only do American dollars. Even Saudi Arabia had to change their money to American dollars in order to buy oil. Right? And that's why it was the petrodollar. The only thing that you can buy was American dollars, oil. Now, Saudi Arabia, think about how much of a crash that'll be. Saudi Arabia wants to join BRICS Nation. And they said that they're considering China using China's yen to buy oil. Think about that.
So check this out. I don't want y'all to be depressed when y'all watching this stuff and think doom and gloom. We try to give you a little excitement too, a little, the nuggets, something to look forward to. But how can someone, the average person, that has no knowledge of really getting into the game, like they don't have any knowledge of getting into the game, how can someone get into what you're talking about, crypto, getting their wallet, establishing basically their first coins? How can someone do that?
Well, that's something that I can definitely help you with when I get my room in 3D learning, man. I'll have a couple videos in there. I'll have a couple of our meetups and everything in the room and everything where we can talk about that, and we can get you started on certain wallets and where to get certain coins, and a step-by-step process on how to get them, because you never want to keep your coins on an exchange. Keeping your coins on an exchange is like going to Kroger's and checking out and forgetting your bags. And when you go to the car, you hope they're there when you go back. That's how.
3 letters. Is that FTX?
FTX. Oh, there's a couple of them. There's quite a few.
That's but you just gotta think about what happened there. That's
Yep.
the exchange. So,
And that's let me make a point about that, Slap, if you don't mind. A lot of people that aren't in the know would think that FTX was a crypto thing, and it wasn't. FTX is like a central bank. They took money too. They took money and crypto. It was the exchange. It wasn't crypto that did that. Crypto took a fall from that as well. It's almost like going to a bank now and they're saying like Silicon Valley, and they say, we don't have your money. We took it. It's the same thing. But everybody was like, it's in that crypto field, so that's why that crypto stuff ain't that good. That's what television is going to make you believe. Believe me.
I think it's like the whole industry is being hit hard with a lot of bad news. Every day you get up, there's bad news. There's bad news. And it's
fun.
Yeah, that's all it is. So if you again, I gotta say patent. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like this patent is like unlike any other patent that's out here in the world. So I look at it like that. Like what do they own? What can they do? What's their use case? Do they own what they can do? And that's the key thing. If your coins ain't doing that, and if you have it on an exchange, then you have to really think about what we're talking about. It's deep.
Right. And the thing is, you're right. You're absolutely right, Slap. And not only that, it's trustless. XRP is trustless because it's been tested and because it moved, I think about was it $100 billion in the time that it's been tested without a flaw. Now, I don't know if people know this. The old system has a 6% flaw rate. So sometimes money can go overseas, and those Nostro Vostro accounts, that's sending it that's what the bank holds to keep the money stable so it can get overseas in those 5 days. It has to stop at these places within that time, right? So that's $27 trillion that's just held just to keep it balanced until it gets to where it goes. Well, that 27 trillion is also going to be on the XRP ledger. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Because
6% flaw rate.
6%. Whereas they've been testing that for 10 years, not one flaw.
So, what would you want to risk your $5 million of cash that you worked hard for? Would you want to deal with that flaw rate, or would you want to deal with this patent? I'm gonna keep saying this patent.
This is the crazy. You said you're sending your $5 million overseas. That's with probably like a $300,000 maybe a $200,000 fee with the old system. With the new system, it's probably a dime.
So what he did was he said, we're going to speed this bad boy up. One. Then we're going to decrease the amount that it costs to speed this thing up, or going across, or delivering it. So that he just cut the shipping costs by like...
And 3.
Yes.
3. And 3.
Okay, 3. Go ahead. I'm going to let you say 3.
It's more secure than an older system. It's basically
6%.
Yeah, it's basically flawless. It's basically flawless. So absolutely.
That's deep. That's some real powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, what state of mind was you in when you did these codings? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, come on, bro.
That was.
I think. Hey, let me tell you something. If anybody is watching, look up David Schwartz, right? And you'll understand when you see him. When he thought of that, when he thought about that, he probably had a couple of Scooby snacks.
Scooby snacks.
He probably had a couple of Scooby snacks. I'm telling you.
He had to have Scooby on his side.
The man is a freak of nature, man. He's a developer, bro. That man does not like to dress up nothing. He when he goes to conventions, hey, does he have a blazer on with a wrinkled t-shirt up under that joker, man? And he the most important man in the room.
Yeah. Good. I don't know. I've just heard. I know. I just listening to people who talk to him. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't met him, But the thing is, I see him in the interviews, and I see, I've talked to people who talk to him. He seems like a down to earth person. But you know what I'm saying? That's a powerful thing to have developed that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
mad respect on that. But we got another video because I know we're running out of time. You have another video that you sent me, and I'm gonna play that, and then I'm gonna let the viewers see.
One more Garlic House?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Let me see. Where we at? All right, there we go.
As you sit here in the UAE. So what's your message to the SEC chair as you sit here in the UAE and in Dubai announcing an expansion of your business to this region, given the state of regulation in the United States right now?
Who? No, I'm kidding. All right, so look, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I find it as a company that started in the United States and as someone who's a U.S. citizen, it's sad. Like, I have sadness about this. The U.S. is getting passed not just a little bit, but by a lot. And, but the tough thing about this is you have a country that I think has put politics ahead of policy. And, that's not a good decision if you're trying to invest in the economy. You're seeing, certainly here in the UAE with VARA, the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, certainly what's happened recently in Europe with MiCA. The United States is definitely stuck. And Ripple, the case with the SEC, we will spend, the first time I've shared this publicly, by the time it's said and done, we will have spent $200 million defending ourselves against a lawsuit, which from its very beginning, people were like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. You have video footage of the chair of the SEC as a professor at MIT saying 75% of these digital assets are commodities. And now he says they're all securities because he's the head of the SEC and he's seeking power and he's putting power ahead of sound policy to grow an economy in the United States. Blockchain technologies are being invested in and pursued in the entrepreneurship outside the United States. And one of the first pieces of advice I give entrepreneurs when they come and ask me, getting something started, I'll say, if I were you, I would not start in the United States. And I think there's a lot of U.S.-based companies and even U.S. public companies that would agree with that.
So what's your message to the SEC chair?
There you go.
Yeah. So, what he basically saying in that is what I told you earlier. The guy that's the head of the SEC is strictly BSing. Can't even answer anything. And while he's doing that, everybody overseas, like United Emirates, I failed to mention because I couldn't hear the video, but United Emirates, there's a place called VARA. They have something set up called VARA. I think that's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. They're setting up for virtual asset laws over there already. Who has MiCA? The Europeans have MiCA. You know what I'm saying? That's their laws for it. Kenya, they're backed by gold, and I don't know if you know this. 12 countries right now. 12 states in America are labeling silver and gold as what's that called? Tender over money, over dollars. Silver and gold, they're labeling them as currency. So if you have an ounce of silver and everything and go to these 12 states, which are, let me see if I can find them real quick, Slap. My buddy sent them to me. Erlen, who we got to get on the show.
Yeah, we got to get you on the show, man.
It's Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, Oklahoma, Los Angeles, Texas, Kansas, Tennessee, West Virginia, bro. Indiana and South Carolina and Missouri is on the way. So these are things that no one knew. You understand what I'm saying? So it's going to be like silver and gold. Everything is going to be backed. And they're saying that XRP and XLM is going to be backed by silver and gold. We'll see. but I don't think it can because the price is going to be too high. Think about this. If gold is going to be on the ledger, right? And believe me, people, things that can't move can be on the ledger. Gold can be on the ledger because if they have an account for everything in Fort Knox, they can put that on a smart contract and put that on the ledger digitally. So they can say that Fort Knox has 200 tons of gold, right? They got to send 3 tons of it over to Japan. It just takes it off from the 200 and make it 197, and Japan got the 3. So that gold can stay there. But Japan is like, on credit, we got 3 tons of that. It's that simple. It never has to move.
That's peace. That's peace.
Yeah. But I'm just, Slappy, in closing, I would just like to tell people just to get more educated. Don't believe us. We're not financial advisors. You know what I mean? But everything that we tell you, we just ask you to have a pen and a paper and look it up. Yeah. And I promise you, you'll come back next week for some more food. I promise you.
Do your research, and just prepare. There's other things too outside of just learning this. There's other things that you have to do as far as like to get prepared. One, grow your own food. You know what I'm saying? Start to
Slap. We got to get into that one week. Next week, actually.
Yeah.
We got a big week next week.
Yes. We got a lot of stuff going on next week. We're gonna that's gonna be a fun one,
Yeah.
But
we're gonna be featuring Sylvia Crawley next week.
Yes.
Everything that she's involved with the metaverse and NFTs, and how she got involved with Slap, man. Slap and Born, who was on last week. We'll be expecting Born to be on next week, and Slap asking Sylvia questions, and the way that she took off with it, man. Sylvia's on fire. She's on fire, man, and it's a beautiful thing. She finally caught on. Sylvia finally caught on, and she caught on fire, man. I love it.
Yeah. And if you look at I have an Axie Infinity game video on 3dlearning.x. It's one of the videos. It's me and you talking. I want to say a year ago, and you're introducing Sylvia Crawley to the video, and where she is now, it's amazing to look back at that video, and you talk about what you said then about her, and now where she's at, she blew up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a
whoever's listening, tell a friend, because she got some amazing stuff going on in that metaverse, and the things that she talks about, you're going to have some ideas for it. Well, can I do this with my business? Or, you know what I mean? What would it take for me to get involved with that? Or how can I help you, Sylvia? In any way, shape, or form. She's got a lot of information for you. Yeah.
And imagine going, and this is what we, far as like at 3dlearning.x, far as the metaverses, imagine going into a space and learning and coming out you coming out of that space, learning about not just Web3, for our blockchain technology, but I want to say spirituality, learning about just to deal with your emotions. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to grow your food, what herbs to take. So there's a lot of things. It's not just inside these actual metaverses. If you look behind us, these are metaverses that are set up to help you mentally achieve your best version. And you know what I'm saying? And so imagine, Sylvia has some powerful, as far as I want to say, teachings or philosophies that she's going to share with you in these metaverses, along with her, as far as her brand that she has. You know what I'm saying? And you can learn from it. And this is what we got to do is become the currency. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this technology is going to help you become the currency, because you're the crypto. You know what I'm saying? So your intelligence is, I want to say, embedded in the contract. And basically the
It's
contract,
value.
yes, you are the value. So whatever it is that you're doing in life is the NFT. Because there's no, because you're unique. You're original as long as you're doing it. and you have a value and I want to say utility, then you are
Yep.
NFT. So this is basically what it is. The name of the game is to, um, understand who you are, understand what it is that you're here to do, and use this technology to help you achieve that desired goal or outcome.
True indeed, my man. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
On
Yep.
that note,
NFT is non-fungible token.
yes,
That means it's original.
yes,
You're original.
yes, yes,
So let's get with it.
yes,
Let's get with it, yo. So on that note, hey, I hope you guys got empowered by this in some way, shape, or form.
yes.
And if you did, please hit that like button, hit that notification button, so you can be notified every time that we come on air, man. But until next week, Slap, I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you
and
too.
Thanks for the topics that you brought up today, especially towards the end with the food and everything, because that is something we really got to talk about.
Definitely.
So, yeah, me and Teresa was just talking today about, like, growing some scallions and, things that don't take too much time to grow, or lettuce.
Yes.
Things of that sort. Lettuce I didn't know lettuce was 35 to 70 days. I didn't know that.
Oh,
that's pretty quick.
It's real quick. And then you could do your microgreens, and that's only a couple weeks.
Yeah.
7 days, you know what I'm saying? And you eat that, you get mad nutrients in that. So there's a lot of things that you can grow, and it's going to help you as far as, like, I want to say achieve that optimal level of, I want to say your life force. You did.
Yes.
You're eating foods, but you're actually, I want to say, putting the intent, the gratitude, the gratefulness into the food, and it becomes like it really is it's a nourishment beyond.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Mind, body, and soul. Absolutely.
Yes. So the food,
my man,
definitely. So on that.
So
go ahead.
Until next week, everybody. We appreciate you for stopping by. Tell a friend.
Yes.
We got some exciting information for you next week. See you then.
Peace, power, and prosperity.
Peace. My man.